Welcome back to my channel. Today we will learn about the issue that has shaken the very foundation of the bold and the beautiful, an unthinkable act of violence, a shattered love triangle, a horrifying medical crisis, and a buried past that explodes into the present. This storyline is not just about love and rivalry anymore. It's about mental illness, identity, irreversible trauma, and the devastating cost of unchecked obsession. At the heart of it is Daphne, a character who arrived in Los Angeles with charm and mystery, but who now stands accused of one of the most horrifying acts in the show's history. Let's unpack everything that has happened, and where this tragic arc may be heading. In recent weeks, Daphne has become more and more unhinged. She came to Los Angeles only a few months ago, introduced as an alluring, sophisticated newcomer with a talent for fragrance development and a passion for success. She quickly found herself entangled in the personal lives of the Forrester circle, most notably developing a connection with Carter Walton. What started as harmless flirtation turned into something far more serious in Daphne's mind. She fell in love with Carter. Genuinely. Obsessively. Her feelings weren't superficial, they were all-consuming. When Carter, in his vulnerable phase of separation from Hope Logan, seemed open to exploring something with Daphne, her hopes soared. For a brief moment, she thought she had found the man who would finally see her. Choose her. Stay with her. But things changed. Carter reunited with Hope. Despite their ups and downs, misunderstandings, and betrayals, their emotional bond proved too strong. They reconciled, and Carter made it clear to Daphne that whatever they had, however brief, was over. Daphne, heartbroken and disillusioned, tried to mask her disappointment, but underneath the surface, something far more dangerous was building. Daphne couldn't let go. She didn't just feel rejected. She felt robbed. She saw Hope not just as a romantic rival, but as a thief, someone who stole the love she deserved. The fact that Hope returned to Forrester Creations only made it worse. Every day, seeing Hope in the office, watching her smile, watching her get the attention and admiration that Daphne always craved, it pushed her further into a psychological spiral. Then came the breaking point. In a moment of uncontrollable rage and mental collapse, Daphne assaulted Hope in the most brutal, horrific way imaginable. Armed with a bottle of acid, Daphne cornered Hope outside the Forrester offices and, in a frenzy of hatred and instability, threw the acid directly into Hope's face. The scream echoed through the lot. Hope collapsed to the ground, clutching her face in searing pain. Security and staff rushed outside. Someone called 911. Paramedics arrived within minutes and transported Hope to UCLA Medical Center, where doctors scrambled to stabilize her. The damage was catastrophic. The acid had burned through layers of skin. Her eyes were injured. Her mouth, jawline, and cheeks suffered deep tissue trauma. The once beautiful, iconic face of Hope Logan, a model, a designer, a public figure, was disfigured in seconds. And Daphne was immediately arrested at the scene, still screaming about how Hope had ruined her life, how Hope didn't deserve Carter, how none of this would have happened if Hope had just stayed away. The news broke like wildfire across Los Angeles. Within hours, Forrester Creations was flooded with media inquiries. Fans, fashion insiders, and press outlets worldwide reacted in shock and disbelief. An assault of this nature hadn't been seen in the world of the bold and the beautiful before. And at the center of it all was a woman no one truly understood. Then came another twist. Daphne's parents arrived from France. They appeared in LA in response to the news of their daughter's arrest, grief-stricken and shocked. At a press conference outside the courthouse, they revealed a truth that no one in Los Angeles had known: Daphne is a diagnosed psychiatric patient, previously hospitalized for violent episodes and delusional attachment disorders. Her condition had been under control. She was discharged from a French psychiatric clinic just months before coming to Los Angeles. The plan was for her to start fresh, to begin a new life far away from the traumas and pressures of her past. But the move backfired. The high-pressure environment of Forrester. The intense emotional bond with Carter. The rivalry with Hope. The feelings of rejection. It was too much, and her mental illness, which had remained dormant, began to re-emerge. Her parents begged for compassion, asking the press and the courts to understand that Daphne wasn't a monster, but a deeply unwell woman whose illness had spiraled out of control. But that doesn't undo what happened to Hope. Inside the hospital, Hope lies broken, her face bandaged, her eyes swollen shut. The pain is constant. The surgeries have begun. Skin grafts. Reconstructive procedures. Scar therapy. Vision repair. The process will take months, maybe years. And even then, doctors warn, she may never fully recover her original appearance. Hope has barely spoken since the attack. Emotionally and physically devastated, she's withdrawn into herself. Her work. Her image. Her confidence. Her identity. Everything she had built, all tied to the face the world knew, is now forever changed. At her side through it all is Carter. He has not left her room. Day after day, he holds her hand, reads to her, wipes her tears. He blames himself for everything. He tells her that he should have seen the signs. That he never should have let Daphne get close. That he should have protected her. Hope doesn't respond much. But in the quietest moments, she squeezes his hand. The only sign that she's still holding on. Carter has vowed to help Hope recover, not just medically, but emotionally. He's already been in touch with the best plastic and reconstructive surgeons in the country. He's arranged for consultations at specialty clinics in Zurich, Boston, and San Francisco. He believes that with time and the right team, Hope's face and spirit can be restored. But the scars run deeper than skin. The fashion world is already buzzing. Will Hope ever return to modeling? Will she appear in public again? Will her line at Forrester Creations continue? Or is this the end of her professional career? More importantly, what happens when Daphne is put on trial? Will she be sent back to France under psychiatric protection? Will she be declared legally insane? Or will the justice system, and Hope, demand full accountability? The families are torn. Brooke is beside herself with rage. Ridge wants blood. Steffi, who had hired Daphne in the first place, feels enormous guilt. Deacon is silent, not only horrified by the attack on his daughter, but shaken by recent suspicions that he might be Daphne's biological father from a long-forgotten fling in France years ago. If that's true, if Deacon is truly Daphne's father, then Hope and Daphne are sisters, and the story takes an even more tragic, Shakespearean twist. But for now, the focus remains on Hope's recovery. She is alive. She is loved. And she has a long road ahead. This storyline has pushed the bold and the beautiful into uncharted emotional territory, raw, brutal, and devastatingly real. It's no longer about fashion or rivalry. It's about survival, identity, and what it means to rebuild yourself from nothing. Hope's future is uncertain. But the fight is far from over. Thank you for watching. Let us know in the comments, should Daphne be held accountable despite her mental illness? Can Hope truly recover from this? And how will Carter's love help her through the darkest time of her life? Next. We will dive deep into the emotional and heart-wrenching storyline surrounding Liam Spencer's health crisis on The Bold and the Beautiful. In the latest episode aired on May 20th, viewers were left on the edge of their seats as Liam grappled with a life-altering decision that could redefine his future, or end it far too soon. This gripping narrative not only tugs at the heartstrings but also sets the stage for a transformative arc for one of the show's most complex characters. Let's unpack the good news, the bad news, and the profound implications of Liam's struggle, with added layers of depth and fresh perspectives to enrich this already compelling tale. The flicker of hope amidst a dark prognosis. In a moment that felt like a lifeline being thrown into a stormy sea, Dr. Grace delivered a sliver of hope to Liam. She cautiously revealed that there might be a chance to extend his life, a possibility that could keep him in the lives of his loved ones for just a little longer. However, this glimmer of optimism came wrapped in a heavy caveat. The treatment, while potentially life-saving, could drastically alter his day-to-day existence. Dr. Grace hinted at the toll it might take, describing potential side effects that could leave Liam battling not just for survival, but for a semblance of the life he once knew. This isn't just a medical update, it's a pivotal crossroads that challenges Liam to weigh the value of time against the quality of that time. Adding to the drama, we can imagine Dr. Grace pulling Liam aside in a quiet hospital corridor, her expression a mix of professional detachment and genuine concern. She might have shared a personal anecdote about another patient who faced a similar decision, underscoring that while the treatment offers a chance, it often comes with a price that not everyone is willing to pay. This invented moment adds a layer of human connection to the cold, clinical facts, emphasizing the emotional weight of the choice before Liam. The double-edged sword of treatment. The specifics of Liam's potential treatment paint a grimmer picture, as Finn stepped in to elaborate on what this path might entail. He explained that a rigorous combination of chemotherapy and radiation could sap Liam's strength, leaving him bedridden and wrestling with debilitating fatigue. Beyond the physical exhaustion, there's the looming threat of nausea, organ damage, and even nerve impairment, side effects that could transform a once vibrant man into a shadow of himself. Finn's detailed breakdown wasn't just medical jargon, it was a sobering reality check, a reminder that survival might come at the cost of the very essence of who Liam is. Let's expand on this by imagining a heartfelt conversation between Finn and Steffi after this revelation. Steffi, torn between hope and fear, might ask Finn for the unvarnished truth about Liam's odds. Finn could admit that while medical science has made strides, the human body's response to such aggressive treatments remains unpredictable. This fictional exchange adds a relational dimension to the clinical discussion, showing how Liam's crisis ripples out to affect everyone around him. For viewers, it's a chance to see the broader impact of his condition, not just on him but on the tight-knit circle of family and friends who stand by his side. A reinvented Liam on the horizon. On a more introspective note, this medical ordeal hints at a deeper transformation for Liam. The show has been subtly laying the groundwork for a reimagined version of this character, one who might emerge from treatment as someone entirely new. Liam's recent journey of self-reflection, following his painful splits from Hope and Steffi, has forced him to confront uncomfortable truths about himself. He's admitted to himself, and to us, that he's been a man adrift, plagued by indecision and a laundry list of romantic missteps. By the time this tumor struck, Liam had already begun to question whether he's the kind of role model he'd want for his daughters, Kelly and Beth. This health crisis could be the catalyst for a profound personal overhaul. Let's imagine a poignant scene where Liam, sitting alone in a dimly lit hospital room, scribbles thoughts in a journal meant for his daughters. He might write about his fears of not being the father they deserve, vowing to change if given the chance. This invented detail adds a raw, personal touch to his internal struggle, giving viewers a window into his soul as he wrestles with his identity. It's not just about surviving the treatment, it's about who he'll become if he does. Will he shed the indecisiveness that has defined him for so long? Will he emerge with a newfound clarity and strength? Only time will tell, but the groundwork is there for a dramatic reinvention. The haunting shadow of the past. Liam's hesitation to embrace the treatment isn't just about the physical toll, it's deeply personal, rooted in a past trauma that still haunts him. He opened up about the agonizing memories of his late mother, after whom Kelly is named, and the unbearable suffering she endured during her own battle with cancer. He recalled her frail, skeletal frame, a stark contrast to the vibrant woman she once was. That image of her as a shell of her former self lingers in his mind, shaping his fear of becoming a similar burden to his own children. "That woman at the end was not my mom," he confessed, his voice heavy with grief. The question he now faces is whether he can bear to put Kelly and Beth through a similar ordeal. To deepen this emotional thread, let's envision a flashback sequence where a young Liam sits by his mother's bedside, holding her fragile hand as she whispers words of love and regret. She might tell him to live fully, no matter the cost, a memory that now clashes with his fear of suffering as she did. This added narrative layer not only amplifies the weight of his decision but also ties his past to his present in a way that feels achingly real. It's a reminder that Liam's choice isn't just about him, it's about the legacy of pain and love he carries forward. An impossible choice with lasting impact. Liam's raw frustration captures the essence of his dilemma. "At first I had no choice, and now I have a choice, but it's basically an impossible one." The uncertainty of what he might sacrifice for more time, be it his health, his energy, or even his personality, makes the decision agonizing. How does one choose between a longer life filled with suffering and a shorter one that preserves dignity? Liam's words echo the universal struggle of facing mortality, a theme that resonates with anyone who has ever faced a loved one's illness or their own. Expanding on this, let's picture a late-night conversation between Liam and Hope, where she tearfully urges him to fight, not just for himself but for their daughter Beth. Liam might counter with his fear of becoming unrecognizable, a stranger to his own family. This imagined dialogue adds another dimension to his internal conflict, highlighting the tension between personal fear and familial responsibility. It's a powerful moment that underscores the stakes, showing that this choice will ripple through every relationship in his life. The uncertain future for Liam and his loved ones. While it's unlikely that the writers of The Bold and the Beautiful will let Liam succumb to this illness, at least not yet, the road ahead promises to be fraught with emotional turmoil. Even if he survives, the extreme nature of the treatment could lead to an extreme shift in his outlook and behavior. The Liam who emerges might be so altered that Steffi, Hope, and even his daughters struggle to recognize him. This potential personality shift isn't just a plot twist. It's a trauma in itself, one that could redefine family dynamics and test the bonds that hold them together. To add a final layer, consider a future scene where Kelly, now a bit older, asks Liam why he seems so different after his treatment. His response, perhaps a tearful admission that he fought to stay with her, even at great cost, could be a heart-wrenching moment of connection. This invented interaction offers a glimpse into the long-term effects of his decision, reminding us that survival is just the beginning of the story. The real challenge lies in rebuilding relationships and rediscovering oneself in the aftermath. In conclusion, Liam Spencer's health crisis on The Bold and the Beautiful is more than a soap opera plotline, it's a profound exploration of life, loss, and the choices we make in the face of uncertainty. From the fragile hope offered by Dr. Grace to the haunting memories of his mother's suffering, every aspect of this storyline is laden with emotional depth. As we await Liam's decision, one thing is clear: whether he chooses treatment or not, His journey will leave an indelible mark on everyone around him. Stay tuned to BMB Spoilers channel for more updates on this captivating saga, and let us know in the comments how you think Liam should proceed. Until next time, keep watching and keep feeling.